Morning, good morning. How are we? No, I've already eaten something. I made it to 28 hours and then I decided to eat. I thought about going 48, but I thought if I was training like 3 times a week, I think that would be okay. I think a 24-hour fast once a week is plenty. Yeah, Jess. So I called it a 28, basically, because like squatting every day, man, and fasting, I think is a bit too much. It's two extreme things. Even if I was to do like 16 and 8, like intermittent fasting, I think that's a bit extreme as well. I'd rather do like one day where I don't eat for like 24. Yeah, I'm still unsure how to go about it. But the bare minimum, basically, I'm fasting 12 hours a day anyway, 14 hours. It's just that extension to 24, it's a lot. It's a lot, especially squatting every day and the things I do every day. Yeah, I have to think about, hey Miz, why man? I have to think about how to repeat that. You know, I don't want to just go crazy for 48 and then having to struggle recovering and all that. So I think 28 was good. I basically woke up at really early, and then I had my meal at 8 o'clock. So I went from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. From one day to the next. So it was good. It was good. To be honest with you, like I don't really struggle fasting throughout the day. The struggle for me is at night. You know, I have a big appetite at night. So after yesterday's training, walked in the house, there was dinner smells through the house, so that was kind of tough, but as soon as I went to bed, it was like whatever, like literally whatever. It doesn't matter. Just drink water and that's it. I felt okay. But I feel like if I pushed on, I would have really struggled through this workout. I would have struggled through recovering, you know. I don't think squatting every day and doing all these sets every single day and going through like more than 24-hour fast would be smart. It would be just too heavy for me, I think. Yeah, sleep was challenging as well because, you know, this is the thing, like I'm doing this for the first time for a long time, you know, doing the whole 24 hours. So by the time I got to bed, it was 16 hours, no, 18 hours. No, it was 20 hours. 20 hours when I went to bed. So there you go. Yeah, Brian, I had a big meal. I was really, really hungry. I was getting, physiological hunger. So I was really hungry. Yesterday was, a tougher session. So had a tough session, hit 180 on the front squat, which is not an everyday thing. Like, so I pushed hard yesterday. So went in the house and like all I wanted to do is eat. So then I went to bed, slept, woke up and I was like, whoa, man, really, really feeling hungry, feeling dizzy. I really felt ketotic. I was definitely in the ketone state. And it wasn't so much like hunger, as in like, oh my god, like I need to eat. It was just like I felt like weak. I felt weak. I felt, like jelly legs. Something that I don't usually feel after training sessions, like jelly legs. So I felt like, depleted. So I thought, it's time. If you really wanted to prioritize fasting, you would have to probably take it a little easier with the workouts. If you're going to 24 hours. But I think like 18-hour fast, 16-hour fast, it's not an event. As long as you have some food within the 24 hour, I think you can still maintain a really hardcore training session. It's just going beyond 24, you really start to get into the reserves. So that's the trick, balancing it all out. Oh man, Miz, thank you again, dude. Day 827. Oh, what was the name of that video, man? I forget now, 827. What was that video? I don't want to hear it go. Ah, okay. Yeah. I think I remember that video. Sometimes I get in that frame of mind where I think about, the chatter that I hear surrounding training and these types of things. It just triggers me sometimes. Oh, you remember 150? Hey, Julian Koval. Oof. Oh man. Oh man. Diablo, thank you, dude. Have a good sleep, man. Uh, I feel pretty good. Brandon, I feel pretty good. Especially in the last, probably since the start of the year. I've really changed the way I train, and I'll do a lot more volume now. Lighter stuff. Still hit the top weights, but I still spend a lot of time doing light stuff like this, 10 sets of 10 with the bar. So since this year, I've been feeling really nice. In terms of athleticism, I don't feel as athletic as I once used to be. At 100 kilos, at 185, it's hard to feel athletic. My athletic days were when I was 75 kilos. When I was scrawny, lightweight, I could run for days, I felt fast, I felt, all that. But I was a twig, an absolute twig. There was nothing to me. So I still have the same vertical leap at 100 kilos as I did at 75. I probably have a slower first step. And speaking of basketball, I definitely have less endurance, without a doubt, and much less fitter. So that's definitely a factor, but I haven't trained anything other than strength and mobility since leaving basketball, so there's no reason for me to kind of feel athletic. So athleticism is essentially running and jumping. That's what being athletic is, and I haven't done either of those things in 9 years really. That wasn't part of my training. But I feel solid, man. I feel really solid. I feel very strong. I don't know how to describe that. Anytime you can, take a weight, like say a front squat 180 kilos and leave it on your front rack and not cave, it gives you the feeling like you're strong, especially if you think about where you've come from. I definitely feel stronger. But it's give and take, you can't have a Ferrari and also have a Bentley rolled into it, like either you're going to be a race car or you're going to be a comfort. It's blending the two is going to be middle ground for both. So it's what comes with it. You don't expect a powerlifting champion to be a good marathon runner. So I've definitely put a lot of my points into different bars. So I've taken the athleticism points and I've put them into strength, mobility, things like that. When I was 75 kilos, I couldn't deadlift anything. I remember deadlifting 60 kilos and feeling back pain, feeling I have no control of my lower back. So I've come a long way, man, long way. feeling heavy today. What is the most effective way to train calves? Miz, appreciate it, man. I think some of the meanest, most brutal calf pumps that I've ever had was when I was pulling that, if you can see it, that tire, sled pulls. The soleus, the gastroc, unreal. Unreal pump. I don't remember ever training the calves more tougher than that. Honestly, man. That would have to be it. Without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt, Miz, man. All right. I'm not feeling as strong as yesterday, that's for sure. Oh, I've already had the feed, man. I ate 8 o'clock this morning, which was 28 hours of fasting at that point. So I've already had 2 meals since then. I've had 2 meals since then. It's I was feeling weak as all hell this morning, man. Jelly legs, jelly, I couldn't clench my fists. It was a shock to my system. I haven't done a fast like that in a long time, man. I've done like, 14, 16 hours like quite frequently. But going past 24 and basically going a whole day without doing anything, yeah, I'm doing 10 sets of 3 today, every day basically. But yeah, I was saying before, I think it's tough to do squat every day and also fast longer than 24 hours. It would be very, very hard. My performance would drop. I felt it this morning. I was like, damn, okay, this is new ground. I have not fasted more than a day for the last 3 years, I think. Definitely not during the squat every day program. So yeah, I mean, it's possible, but you would have to kind of, push back the intensity of the sessions. I mean, today I'm kind of feeling a bit sluggish. Probably the glycogen stores are down. I don't know what really is what's going on, but yeah, like I don't feel as strong right now. But regardless of that, I wasn't fasting because I thought it was going to bring me PRs. I was fasting and making the point yesterday, that it's about health. It's about the liver, getting the fatty liver out of it. Not that I have one, but it's a reset. It's really good for us to just let go for a day. So amongst all of the crazy stuff that we talk about with training, health is a big part of my concern. So fasting is one of the best things you can do. A lot of people ask me about diets and this and that. The only thing I recommend is fasting. Intermittent fasting. If you can do that, you are giving yourself a really good cleanse every time. So just water fasting I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, so no calories for an extended period of time is very good for you, dude. Like I can't emphasize that enough. Alright, let's see how this 160 goes. See if I can maintain the upper back. Let's see. Man, this is how 180 moved yesterday. So I'm 20 kilos weaker today. 20 kilos. Big drop, isn't it? Oh. Oh, without a doubt, Robert. I don't do any bodyweight work now. The first 3 months of this year I did, lots of it. And what I took away from that is something that I'm implementing now. So before every session you'll see me do 10 sets of 10 of just the body weight or barbell, so empty barbell, not body weight. And that was born out of the first 3 months. So the lessons that I learned from the bodyweight stuff has taught me to do 10 sets of 10 every day. Basically, kind of like bodyweight, but not to failure, like I was doing before. A lot less volume, but still lots and lots of volume. And so the reason why I started feeling really good, what I realized, is because I was warming up like a maniac, spending a freaking hour and a half more warming up, which is what bodyweight work is essentially. So that's kind of why I don't do bodyweight stuff anymore. I've kind of integrated that into the current idea. So the 200 kilo streak was definitely born out of that. Basically solving all my issues through a shit ton of reps. So now I feel strong, I feel good. I don't do bodyweight stuff anymore, but I still do 100 reps of front squat with an empty bar every single day. And so that prepares me, that makes me feel good every single day. So I've carried that lesson over to the current thing. So that was a big part. I've felt amazing this year, amazing. So right now I'm in the midst of trying to push my front squat. I'm really going all out on that. I did write certain things down at the start of the year in terms of goals. What I really have in my mind right now is I want that 200 kilo front squat. So the majority of my effort is going into that. And then as a side quest, and also facilitating that front squat goal, I'm also training the shoulder girdle, let's call it that, because I've identified the front squat is limited greatly, for me at least, is limited by the upper back strength. And what do people talk about with bench press? Bench press is a lot upper back. So if you have really strong upper back, you're going to have a good bench press. Well, it turns out you also need a strong upper back to front squat. So this is the combination that I saw fit, and so I'm also training the bench press every other day. So I'm doing bench press, and in the last few days I've tried to do some kind of a one-handed dumbbell work overhead to facilitate the bench, the elbow, the shoulder girdle, and also to facilitate the front squat. So this is kind of me at the moment. Like, I've completely gone away from the deadlifting side of things. It doesn't really matter if I train deadlifts or not. This seems like, historically speaking for me, if I just focus on the front squat, everything goes up. Everything. It smashes the hell out of my upper back for whatever reason. Upper back is good for benching, upper back is good for deadlifting. As we know, squatting is also a lot of glutes and lower back as well. For me, it's about core. Those things are used in the deadlift. So I feel like it's a, it's an all-rounder. I mean, everyone has different needs and whatever, but for me, the front squat it's making me feel amazing, man. Literally is making me feel amazing, and I'm optimistic that, this is going to turn out well. It's been a prolonged time now that I've had a good feeling, hips, knees, all the like everything. And when I have like 3-4 month period of pain freeness, gains, literally gains. So that's where I'm at. Let me get another set. Right, that's two big ones. I used to watch Elliot Holst, not anymore. Your back rounds a lot when you do front squats. Is that bad form in the long term? Well, my back also rounds in my top sets. That's just what fails, man. That's your weakest link, like me. So it's okay to do those weights, but you need to do your volume work with weights where that doesn't happen. So pick a weight, instead of 3, instead of 5, whatever you want to do, instead of 6 even, whatever, 8, 10, whatever you want. Pick a weight where you can go through the whole set with perfect form, and then do that. But if you're doing your work, if you're doing your reps, in every set you are compromising your upper back, then that's probably not going to do you good. You have to learn how to do this. You can't front squat like this. You need to front squat like this. Right? I'm not arching my lower back here. The lower back is not being arched. This is all thoracic extension. Right? Just collarbones up. Now, so this is the thoracic, and then this is lower back. So your lower back needs to be somewhat kind of neutral, while you're flexing the thoracic spine, and that's the key to front squatting. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult. It challenges the hell out of your posture, but that's what you got to do. That's 3 sets. Man, oh man. Yeah, zombies. I guess I could try zombie squats. No, 60%. 60%. I'm doing 10 sets of 3 with that. I find if I go to 70%, my form breaks down too much and I don't like it. I'm not practicing perfect form, so I've gone down to 60%. I actually started at 55. The idea is perfection. So 60% is where I'm at. When I get to 70, I can't get a lot of volume in with good form. I start to deviate and I start to heave the weight up. I start to just get it up in any way I can. I started, 50%, whatever, 100 kilos. I started with 100 kilos, now this is 110. So the idea is to just like, just to make sure the reps are clean, man. I don't wanna, I wanna put a lot of volume in, like 30 reps basically, into perfection, or near it. So I don't want the reps, any of those reps to feel like fatigued or breaking down or anything like that. I want it to be mint. That's my focus every set. That's 4. Oh man. This is where percentages can mislead people. You gotta pick the percentages that suit you. I mean, for some people, 70% triples is okay. Not for me. I start to do weird things in the front squat. You know, I start to compromise the upper back, and it just all feels wrong. Well, at 60%, I feel like I'm under the weight, and I can just, I'm under it the whole way. Like I'm not, so everyone's different, I guess. Also depends what the weakest point of your lift is as well. Hey Pink, what's up, man? Yeah, I made it to 28 hours, and I had my first feed, had my first meal at 28 hours. I started feeling like physiologically hungry, you know what I mean? Like dizzy and jelly legs and all that stuff. So I decided to eat. I thought about it for a long time, like to extend it to like 36 or something like that, or even potentially 48. I really thought about it, but the final thought was that I'll have to be careful with this, because squatting every day is also very, very taxing. You know, if I wasn't doing this, I could push out to a freaking week. Honestly, like that's how I feel. But this idea of coming in and achieving something every session is important to me as well. So I think 24 is the perfect for me. With 24, I can function, and I can get a good training session in and hit my, you know, the weights that I want to hit. Like for example, 10 sets of 3 at 60% today. That's what I wanted to hit. And this morning, before I fed, you know, at the 28 mile mark, I thought, shit, man. Like I'm really feeling like I'm into my ketones right now, and just walking around the house I was feeling off. So I thought I could probably fast for 7 days, water fast, no problem. But my squatting is gonna have to take a big step back. And so thought about it for a little bit, and I thought, look, let's hit the middle ground. You know, I can do a 24-hour fast once a week, no problem, and still able to come in and hit my weights and whatever. So I think that's a sweet spot for me. But you know, if you're squatting or training twice a week or 3 times a week or whatever the case might be, you could probably extend that to 48. It just depends on the rest of your life. The Salt Fix by a professor. Oh, okay. First I've heard of it, man. First I've heard of it. Interesting. I did some Googling as well last night about salt, and what to do and what not to do and all of that. Ultimately, I kind of made my decision that I wasn't going to go beyond 28. So I thought, look, I'll have some eggs and bacon. You know, that's plenty of salt, and I'll add some salt to that. So I just left it at that. But I think you're right. If you're going to 48 and 72 and you extend it to 5 days or whatever, electrolytes, you have to. I mean, because every sip of water that you take, you're further diluting your system. So you have to replenish. Yeah, that's it. False count again. Let's call it 4. I don't drink coffee at all, man. I don't drink coffee at all, so I was just water fasting. Yeah, 16 hours is when they say certain things happen, like glucagon gets released and all sorts of stuff. So I think 16 hours is kind of like the good stuff, right? But I think by 12 hours, insulin is completely gone from the system. It's all a rough guess anyway, you know. And they say if you train throughout this period as well, like things also get accelerated as well. Basically, you deplete your system quicker. So yeah, I think 18 is good. But if you were to do 18 every single day, like if I did that, you know, for a week or 2, I would lose a lot of body weight. I would lose a lot of weight. I've done it in the past. I know how it is, man. Like I dropped weight suddenly, you know. But once again, I'm not doing this for body weight. You know, I'm doing this for health reasons. Which body weight is kind of part of that as well. But it's not a big stretch. Like I say to you guys, like when I'm doing night shifts, man, I'm usually fasting 12 hours anyway. So what's another 4, 5, 6, man? Like whatever, you know. But basically means I wake up, do my training session fasted, and then I shower, I chill out with the family a couple more hours, and then I have dinner, and then I go to bed. It's not a problem. My current body weight is 99. I think last time I checked was last week. 99. I probably lost whatever, some weight since last night, but it's probably all water weight. Anyway. That's 110. 110. I'm doing that for, so that's 60%. Excuse me. I'm doing that for 10 triples. Oh man. I wonder if you guys can get a different look. Let's try this look. Number 6 now. See you, Pink. See you, bud. See you tomorrow, man. Kasparov, hey man. How's it going? Oh man, my upper back is fried. Can't maintain posture at 110 either. Do you guys know about these grippers? Captain of Crush grippers. If you guys can see it. It's not gonna focus. But I've got a trainer and I've got a 1. I bought these a few years ago. So I can close the trainers so you can hear that. The funny thing is my left has always been stronger, so I can do that without nothing. I think those are like 30 kilos if I'm not mistaken. And the ones are, I want to say 50. I could be wrong. But ones Very hard for me nowadays. I used to be able to kind of do a set of 10 with them, but not anymore. All right, so that was close. See, that was close, but there's no way I can do more. I bought these and I used to I took them to work a few times to get the boys to try them. There's only one guy that can close a 1, and he doesn't even train. It was really interesting. He had big hands. Receptionist fella. He was the only one that could close them, man. But I was doing them so much that I actually injured one of my pulleys. I can't remember which one it was. One of the pulleys in one of my figures. If you guys don't know what pulleys are like, so you've got like tendons that run through the hand, right? You got the tendons that kind of run through your forearm that do this. Well, if it wasn't for the pulleys, every time you would flex, these tendons would come out of your hand because they would go, they'll pop out of your skin essentially. So whatever's, so when you're doing this, from if you got a string from here to here, and you did this, the string would pop out of your skin, wouldn't it? Right? So the pulleys are the little things that hold these tendons into place underneath the skin. So when you got too much of this, you can actually injure one of those pulleys. And that's what happened to me. And the only reason I learned all of this is because one of the nurse practitioners at work, he's a climber, like a rock climber. He's traveled the world climbing. And he told me about, some of the common injuries for climbers that are gripping. And so once you injure a pulley, it takes a long ass time to recover that shit, man. Because it's a fibrous type of thing and it doesn't get a lot of blood supply. So yeah, that's what ended my career with grippers. I still mess around with them once in a while. Obviously I'm fully recovered now. So it's just interesting. I always look at them every time I walk past. Number 8. Oh, goodness. Oh. Yeah, there's many different types of grip, dude. So and sometimes they don't translate. You can look these up, but there's different types of grip training. Crushing grip is one form. There's gripping, there's pinching as well. There's all these different ones, man, that you can train. So it just depends on what you're after. So one grip doesn't translate to all the grips. All right, that's 9. One more, boys. And there goes the session. One more. It's not bad. Got it under an hour. I have to move quicker nowadays. It's getting colder and colder. Hey man, from Germany. Enjoy breakfast, man. That's it. These days, with like this day where I'm just doing front squats, they're really quick. I can just come in, do 10 sets of 3 and leave. Tomorrow is gonna be the longest session because I gotta get bench and overhead press, and also touch the front squat as well. So, but tomorrow's session is gonna be no volume. It's just gonna be warm up, nice warm up, 10 sets of 10 with the bar, all the way up to a single training max, and then back up, and that's it. Yeah, it's similar to Smolov, although I'm not going to the hard, some of the hard percentages. Like I know Smolov like does 85% for like, what was it, 10 triples with 85, I think. Smolov's nuts, man. I think 10 triples at 85, if I'm not mistaken. Very freaking heavy work, man. I tried Smolov. You know, I think it's got 4 different days, I think, from memory. Sets of 3, sets of 5, sets of 7, and then 10, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it goes from 65, 70, 75, 80, or is it 70, 75, 80, 85, something like that. It's brutal, absolutely brutal. But later on down the track, I realized that that program wasn't actually written for natural folks. It was written for the boys that are using, you know, using the extra kick. So you can take the smaller idea, but I would probably just like, you know, change the percentages for good. So just like change them to like less than like -5%, whatever they said. But otherwise, it's not sustainable, man. Like it's freaking hard work, hard work. Or what you can do is base those percentages off a, you know, smaller max, or maybe like a training max rather than a true max. Because if you base it off your true max, fuck, you're gonna have a miserable experience, man. Purely because we can't recover like the boys on the stuff. So this is all part of the learning experience. You have to always realize that the majority of the successful programs out there are based for people that have been successful. No one's going to release a program that's based on a loser. The programs are usually based upon people who have been very, very successful. And for the most part, the people who have been very, very, very successful have been using all means, you know, necessary. So this is part of the learning process of training. You kind of have to realize the environment that we're kind of dealing with. It's essentially a pyramid scheme, right? Like we're all at the bottom, and at the peak of the peak, the top of the pyramid, like the guys who are, you know, top of the industry and lifting the most weight, you know, we look up to them, but really we shouldn't be, because they're playing a completely different game. They're using chemistry, and we're not. So it's an ironic thing, because they are the most impressive, but they are also not playing the same sport as us. You know, they're using crap. You can't fix it because you don't really know who's doing what. And this is kind of the lesson that you have to learn by yourself, is that you cannot follow what guys at the top are doing. You can't follow it. You simply cannot do it, because, like I said, without all the other accessory things, you're not going to be successful. It's just too much. All right. Jeez Louise. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Whoa. Look at that. Almost lost it. What happened there? Wow, that was really close. Oh, it's because the squat stands are too narrow. Look at that. Wow. Usually that doesn't happen. So, the lesson is, these things need to be wider. That has happened to me in the past and made a hole in the wall in my previous house. Freaking the bar went straight through the wall, the Djuric wall. Alright boys, that's it for me. I want to get out of here, get in the shower and warm up a bit. It's freaking cold out here. So again, thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch all you fellas in the next one, eh? We'll get some more front squats in. Cheers guys, appreciate it again. Peace out. See ya, bye bye.